Hello, students of class 11th. Good evening. I am Seema Pandey, your biology teacher. I wish to all of you all the best for your 10th class result and welcome in your new class. I hope you will select the subject of your interest that will help you as a good scope of your career. So, in our biology class, firstly I want to discuss about syllabus. There are first four chapters of NCERT book biology is the syllabus of first term. Unit 1 is diversity in the living world. It consists of four chapters: the living world, biological classification, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. So today we will start living world. Living things. You people aware with living things and non-living things. So if I ask that what are living things present around yourself, some unique features will come immediately in your mind like response, metabolism, growth, self-replicate, self-organized, interaction, emergence, reproduction, consciousness, etc. So it will come in your mind instantly that you will be able to differentiate between living and non-living things. Obviously, when you will look around you, you will observe a large variety of living organisms like plants, insects, birds, bats, different type of animals, terrestrial animals, aquatic plants, human beings. Different varieties of living beings are present around yourself on this earth. Even you can observe that the several organisms, those you cannot see with your naked eyes, but they are present around you, like microorganism I'm talking about, bacteria, viruses, etc., like coronavirus. So you can say that huge variety of diversity is present there on earth, right? So there are described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million refers to biodiversity. Biodiversity means to say diversity is to differentiate bio the organism which are biologically differentiate to each other or differ to each other. This data 1.7 to 1.8 million, it should be remembered to you. So we should remember that as we explore new areas and even old ones, new organisms are continuously being identified. What's the meaning of this line? It means like if you explore some new area, you will see or you can see there something new, any new organism, any new plant, any animal. You can see there. It may be possible that you people never see that you have seen that in first time in your life, but that is already known by someone else. It may be possible also like only you have seen it firstly on this earth. This can be possible, like, right? So it is not possible only in new areas. In old areas, even near to your home also you have seen. So sometimes it is possible like you have seen something new near your home, near your school, or near your play area, right? Nomenclature. That comes to the nomenclature. What's the mean of nomenclature? It means to give name. Like in Hindi, we can say like Namkaran. Clear? Obviously, if you have seen something, you have to give the name that. So, simply it means to give the name. There are so many local names of single organism in different places, right? Like हम bottle guard की बात करें, Loki, you are saying Loki is here, but in Punjab it is called Ghia, right? And onion, in English that is called onion. You are saying pyaz. In Maharashtra it is called as kanda, right? So in different places their local name can be changed. So for the avoidance of discrimination, scientist or biologist needs to standardize the names that is called nomenclature, right? In science, this is called nomenclature. Is it clear? So that is similar name acceptance all over the world. Like if I could told about, if we talk about onion, right? Here we are saying onion, pyaz, kanda, so. But when we will go in England, in London, in America, in China, we will say, please give me a kanda, please give me a pyaz, please give me an onion. It may be possible that local people cannot understand the English. They will not get the onion. But if we will say, please give me allium cepa. Hmm? So allium cepa is a scientific name of onion, right? If any literate person will listen that we are talking about allium cepa, or literate person means to say any biologist, any science student, they will understand like yes, allium cepa is talking about onion or pyaz. Clear? So there should be a standard name which is acceptable all over the world, right? So for nomenclature there is a need of identification obviously. भाई आप किसको नाम दोगे जब तक आप उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करोगे. You have to identify the particular organism, then only you can do the nomenclature. Clear? So for the identification there are some features are responsible. We will study later. ICBN and ICZN. ICBN full form is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. ICZN, that is International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Botanical related to plants, zoological means related to animals. So these are two organizations which help in the nomenclature of organism, that each organism has only one name. You can say like ICBN have the information of all plants present on earth, all plants name, all plants scientific name. Clear? And in ICZN they have all animals name or all scientific name of animals present there with ICZN, that is International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, right? So these are two organizations, and new name should not be used for any other known organism. Suppose you have seen something new and you are saying no, we will call it like suppose you will call it neem. I'm just giving an example. But neem, according to you, neem is a new name. But no, neem is not a new name. Neem is already given some to the plant, right? So that is the known organism. That's why new name should not be used for any other known organism. Biologists follow universally accepted principles to provide scientific name unknown organisms. Each name has two components, the generic name or epithet and the specific name or epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature, right? In the world, binomial nomenclature type of nomenclature is acceptable, universally acceptable. Clear? So all organisms should have a two name. The first one is called as generic epithet and the second one is called as specific epithet, right? Who had given this naming system? Binomial nomenclature is naming system given by Carolus Linnaeus. You have to remember this name also. For example, mango. Mango, the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica, right? Mangifera represents what? Genus. And indica represents a species or a specific epithet. Clear? So there are some universal rules of nomenclature. Biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. Remember it. Scientific name or biological name should be written in italics. Clear? The first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. You know this. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined, are printed in italics to indicate the Latin origin, right? Like Mangifera indica. Sorry, here it is underlined. It is not separately underlined, but this is incorrect form. It should be separately underlined, right? The first word denoting the genus start with the capital letter like capital M is here, while the specific epithet starts with the small letter